I hear we have audio of Danny who didn't make it into work today.
We're still procuring it.
Yeah, because last night, of course, Ron and Fez were doing their broadcast during the big game, and I stopped in. It was a lot of fun. And then took some phone calls after the game was over, and Danny called in.
He was hammered.
He was in the spirit of the game.
Well, we're trying to locate it. If you have any pertinent info that would help.
No, it was just one of the calls that were taken
After the game?
After the game.
Okay.
So it was the last, maybe somewhere in the last 20 minutes of the show.
We got somebody pouring through.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Hey, can I do an impression?
Just listen for a big, long slur.
That'll show up in the waveform.
Make sure it's not me. And then...
Do we have time to get the Danny audio in?
Yes, I'd recommend
Our own Danny called in sick today. Big day. We're all kind of tired and just kind of groggy.
It's a late night Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
And then you got to go to work.
Well, there's no way around it because you can't even like go to bed early like we usually do because you got to be informed about the Super Bowl. So it's a no-win situation.
You got to know what's going on. We have to get up really early.
4:15.
And
Danny called in sick today.
It's rough.
There was one of the doormen at my building called in sick yesterday, and oh man, that has caused a bit of a problem in my building.
A bit of a row?
Oh my God, this guy Sam, who's a really cool guy. I'm like, Sam, are you going to be able to get out of here for the Super Bowl? He goes, no, because blah blah called in sick.
What a dumb name.
Right. You think you got to tell people his name.
But what a dick move, because obviously the guy isn't sick. He called in sick so he could enjoy the Super Bowl, and now this guy that wasn't working, that was going to enjoy the Super Bowl, had to cover for this douche. Amazing. Let's say hi to Danny. Danny!
Hello, fellas.
How are you?
Well, better now than I was at 4 in the morning.
What's going on?
Nothing. Shitting liquid fire into my toilet. That's about it.
The old food poisoning, huh?
No, I don't know what it was, but all the shit that I was eating yesterday made me very nauseous and shit liquid.
Was it the cream cheese, salsa, and cheese?
Probably an onion dip. probably wasn't such a great combo.
It was good stuff. I had everything.
Did you shit?
I didn't have the taco salad, though.
No.
No.
It wasn't the beers?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Beers are easy.
Yeah,
It's when you mix them.
That's child's play.
Once you start mixing shit, like I said, thank God I didn't crack open that bottle of wine.
Would have been over.
Dave, Eastside Dave, was drinking Jameson.
Ouch.
And Pitsy was drinking Jameson. And at the end of the night, Pitsy insisted that my girlfriend punch him in the face as hard as she could. So I put it on Pal Talk, and she wound up, and it was like Fight Club. The first time she punched him, she hit him right in the ear. She didn't know.
Ear, man.
She didn't know. Like, she's like, oh, I missed you. The second time it was like, hit him in the jowl.
Jesus.
And then after like 5 times of really clocking him with a fist and really like, as much as she can, winding up and punching him, hit him square in the jaw.
Who?
Pitsy from Ron and Fezz's show.
Who punched
he
him?
was just drunk. My girlfriend. Just because he said, punch me in the face. Because him and Dave, I'm sitting here, and Pitsy and Dave got in like a little shouting match and then a fight, and Pitsy leans over and punches Dave square in the nose. Like really hard. Just pops him in the nose. And Dave's like, oh, you fuck. And gave him body punches to where I think he was pissing blood. And then Pitsy punched Dave again right in the side of the face. Like real hard fucking punches. They're animals when they get a few in them. Very entertaining to watch, though. I was laughing my ass off watching 2 drunks just beat each other up.
That's a good
and
a good time.
all I had to do to stop it was go, guys, why can't you just celebrate the victory that the Giants had and appreciate that together? The second I said that, they went, come here, dude, come here, and just started hugging each other.
Unbelievable. Hey, we got audio of Danny calling Ron and Fez last night.
We got Danny from the O&A show. Danny.
Oh.
Hey, buddies.
Hey, Daddy boy.
Hi, babe.
I guess Z-Man won the bet.
He did indeed.
And I'm going to have to give him his fucking Saturday Night Virus show, I guess.
Oh, that's
Oh, you're drunk.
Yeah, he does, no.
Well, it is
He
a day
deserves
ending in
it.
a Y.
Danny, you were hammered last night.
And I'm gonna have to give him a Saturday Night Virus show.
I didn't hear that over the phone.
Oh,
That's all right.
it was pretty good.
You probably wouldn't want to.
You were a little tipsy.
I remember calling and trying
wasn't?
to get Z-Man his virus show for winning the big Super Bowl bet.
Who wasn't a little tipsy though? Right? I mean, come on.
So basically, I'm being accused of calling out sick because I was drunk.
Who said that?
We didn't say that.
That seems to be the accusation flying.
No.
Not one person said that. It was the onion dip.
Yes. Could have very well been the onion dip.
I hope I have another gallon of shit so I could take a picture of it for you guys.
Please, no. Your camera's full of enough shit. That's what he does, too. When he has guests over the house, he'll just show them shit pictures.
It's like my family.
He's got a great one that's a backwards R, and it's perfect.
I'm pretty proud of my saxophone.
All right, Danny, we'll see you tomorrow. We got Donna calling in right now.
Awesome.
We just want to check in with you.
Okay.
All right, Danny, everyone.
All right, Danny. Take it easy.
Bob is he's a bag of rocks.
Yeah.
He just did his promo for his CD.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
What?
That wasn't on air. I apologize.
What happened? Are you listening to mine?
You just yelled out.
You just yelled out,
What?
Someone's refusing to come on air.
Who? Danny won't come on air?
Oh, boy.
Why?
We got Danny on the line here. Danny,
Hello.
what happened?
Yeah, what happened, man? Steve said he got a text. Where's Steve?
No, I was just having an IM conversation with Steve. I don't know why he felt that it needed to be broadcast.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what we do to each other around here. You know, there's really nothing private.
No, that's fine.
So, Steve said that you felt like you kind of got thrown under the bus, or what?
No, being thrown under the bus is just fine if it's legitimate. It just sucks that people think one thing when it just wasn't the case.
What are they thinking?
Well, I mean, it's being implied that I just lied to take the day off, and I legitimately didn't feel good this morning.
I don't think anybody doubted. Nobody thought that you were feeling up to snuff. I don't think anybody was saying you were lying.
I don't know.
I think the implication was maybe that if you had a few too many, it happens. I mean, it's...
Yeah, but that's not, dude. That's really, that totally just wasn't it, man. If it was, I would just fess up, but it wasn't.
Okay, then the audio just sounded a little questionable.
And that's fine.
Dan, it's like I was telling you before. No one's.
Oh, you know him better than we do. You call him Dan.
He was
Listen,
threatening for me.
Dan. That's like when Jay Leno goes to Robert De Niro. Bob. All right, Dan.
Okay.
I want to call him Dan too.
You go ahead and you call him Dan.
Dan, Steve.
All right. It's like I was telling you before. I don't think anybody questions the fact that you're not feeling well. I think I think the ball breaking was you calling in, sounding a little tipsy to the Ron and Fez show last night.
Well,
so,
fine, but
A little tipsy. He sounded like Ted Kennedy when he fucking pulled the car into the
all
garage.
right. There's me trying to be nice.
So did Anthony.
Yeah,
Anthony
exactly.
sounded loaded.
I was doing all right last night. Having some fun. And why not? Super Bowl Sunday, for fuck's sake.
like I'm just, it obviously it looks terrible because it's the day after the Super Bowl. But I mean, that's why I knew this was coming. Because I'm like, fuck. When I was, this morning when I'm shitting my brains out, I'm like, this sucks because I'm gonna call out, and everybody's just gonna think that, it's for a different reason because it's the day after the Super Bowl. And I knew there was nothing I was gonna be able to do about it. But I mean, that's how shitty I felt this morning. I was like, there's no fucking way I could possibly go in right now.
Yeah.
Bill K from Philly's
Hate
right.
that.
Hey, Opie, you get the fucking shits when you drink too much.
Yeah.
It fucking happens.
And we were kind of, but nobody was implying it in a horrible, like, a fucking terrible way. It was just like a little ball breaking, but it wasn't even that bad.
Yeah, I mean, dude, I don't mind, and believe me, I don't mind ball breaking, but it just always, I don't know.
You seem like you get pissed. You seem like you get a little pissed.
Nobody likes
No,
when they're
it's
on the other end of it. That's
No, it's not that, dude. I could totally deal with ball breaking, ball busting is just fine. It's just when my I don't know how to describe it. It's
Liver?
Jesus. Oh, Jimmy. Oh no! See,
I can't describe it the right way.
What do you mean? I say it though. I'm just teasing you, man. I just want to know I want to know what you would say.
Like for instance, like shit this morning, like that's real. You know what I'm saying? Like lying to get out of, to get out of, like that's a real thing. So I don't want people to think that because it's not true. So busting balls is just fine, but when it comes to something like real, like that's just kind of, that irked me. So it got me a little pissed.
Steve?
So, okay, but you weren't lying to get out of work, correct?
No, but that's what's being implied. So that's why I was, I don't mind the ball busting, but I just, I didn't want anybody to think that was actually the case. Because it wasn't.
But nobody said that, and that's what I was telling you before.
We were thinking that. Steve, it was being implied. It was being implied. So
Of course, it was being implied, Steve.
Yeah, of course.
Steve, Jesus.
Steve, did Danny have photos of you blowing somebody?
I'm Larry Literal.
Danny was even aware when we talked to him earlier, and we're like, no one's saying that. But yeah, we all were saying it. Of course, that was the bit.
Right. I'm trying to be
We
diplomatic.
played the fucking slurry fucking audio from Ron and Fez.
And I understand that it's ball busting, and that's fine. I'm fine with the ball busting aspect of it. But as far as people thinking that that's the legitimate reason, that's what I have a problem with, because it really, really wasn't. I'm not dumb enough to fucking take the day off after the Super Bowl because I had too many beers. Like, that's retarded.
But
and
maybe that's why you would do it. Ah,
That's right.
psychology.
And nobody plans on that. I mean, I've had a few
So
mornings.
basically, Danny doesn't want.
Look, listen, I'm writing an email at 4:10 in the morning going, fuck, this just sucks, because I know how this looks. And I know I'm going to take shit for it, but there was no way. I mean, I would have shit and puked my way to the studio.
Matt LaFar writes from Queensbury. He writes, look, if Danny wants the day off and needs to pretend he's sick, the listeners are okay with that.
Okay. Fair enough.
And it is being we're being reminded that you did come into Free FM and slept on the couch and was still hammered during the boiled meat barbecue. So
that was the
Lingy.
That was my one legitimate fuck up.
So you don't want people to think that you're a raging alcoholic.
That was one time. That was really bad, and I have no excuse for that.
Right, but I mean, they remember that. Then they're thinking today, and you just don't want people to think that about
Plus
you.
the phone call last night.
Plus the phone call last night where you could barely get the words
I know,
out.
believe me, I know.
Yeah.
I know my case isn't looking very good, but that's just why I'm so infuriated about the whole situation, because I really legitimately, I was having a serious problem this morning, and I don't want anybody to think that it was for any other reason besides seriously being very sick.
You should still be shitting at, like water and stuff. So why don't you just get it on some, get a phone video or something.
We believe that you're sick.
that.
No one thinks that you're not feeling terrible. I think he's feeling ill.
I had a really good one about 9-ish, 9:30. I really wish that you guys had called then so you could hear it.
I think that we do believe that you're sick, but I do think that it's not that we doubt that. Of course, we don't think you're lying. We think that just the source of the illness may be misdiagnosed.
No, believe me, I think I've had enough experience to know the difference, and this was definitely. It wasn't just beer shits or whatever you want to call it. It was. I mean, there was a lot of nausea accompanied by it, and it wasn't a good thing.
No, I've seen him, put some down and show up for work the next day without a problem.
That was not just a few beers and then you shit your brain. This was not it. That was not that.
Seen that happen, where you had a few beers and you come in to work and you're fine. So it's not like you couldn't have done it this time.
And again, the ball busting is fine. I don't mind ball busting. I mean, if I was going to have a problem with ball busting, I think I'm working for the wrong show. But I just didn't want anybody to think that was actually he's just calling out because he had too much to drink. It's just not the case, man. And I just wanted to make that known.
All right.
Fair enough.
So if I was going back and forth with Steven and I am, that's fine.
Well, now you're mad at Steve because he brought it to our attention that you were having a private conversation.
He had to. He's going to bring one thing to the show a day.
Yeah.
Look at this, the text I just received.
He actually ran in with his computer and held it up for everyone to see.
Exactly.
When it's unplugged, you retard.
When you're as useless as I am, you have to be productive.
And that's how you executively produce.
That's right.
Executively.
And Danny, you have every right to be mad at Steve because if I had a private conversation with Steve and he brought it up on the show, I'd be very pissed off myself. So.
Well, I understand that it's fair game.
So now Steve can't be trusted with private conversations.
Not
Obviously.
even remotely.
Uh-oh. All right, well, things are getting ugly.
Let's say hi to Peter in Massachusetts. Peter.
Yeah, this guy's full of shit. I'm a fucking Patriots fan. I woke up vomiting, dry heaving, because I drank too much, and I still went to fucking work. You got a little diarrhea? Fucking man up, douchebag.
Man up, douchebag.
It was more than just shits too. I mean, it was very terrible nausea.
Let's go to Todd in Salt Lake. Todd.
Todd, hey, this guy is full of shit, man. He's
full of shit.
Hey, I'm full of shit.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I think Danny's just mad that his private conversation. I would hate to text something and have it right out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait, the bus is turning.
That's not good. George in Cleveland. Good afternoon. Yes, what's up?
Hey, how you doing? I just wanted to say, if Danny wanted to get out of the whole thing, he should have just worn an eye patch. It would have been good.
Oh,
no.
Out.
All right. All right, Danny. We'll see you tomorrow, right?
Maybe, unless I drink too much.
All right.
Well,
Fair enough.
And Steve, tattletale.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
Wonderful.
I know.
Steve has to bring stuff to the air.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fair enough. I mean, we all bring our awful lives up.
Except
You know?
for Steve.
Yeah.
Well, Steve's life's I would say it's an open book, but
Well, it's an open book in a closet.
Yeah.
yeah, open pair of ass cheeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Book's open, but it's in the closet.
Steve gets his balls broken.
Can't read it
all
in
the
there.
Yeah.
All right, Steve. Thanks for
You're
being
Tattletale.
a tattletale.
Useless tattletale.
All right, Danny. Thanks.
Useless queer tattletale.
time. More adjectives. Keep them coming.